Welcome to Rishi Tarot. Thank you for tuning in. Today we will be asking Rishi if we should pursue a certain project. Now, this could be a career endeavor, it could be a new path, or a hobby that you're taking seriously. Whatever it is, we're here to answer your question. So, have your project in mind before you pick a pile. And here are the piles. Here's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. If you need more time to select your pile, feel free to pause the video. And now if you've already selected your pile, please refer to the timestamp below and fast forward to your allocated timestamp. Now, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and whatever doesn't, let it go. Now, let's begin. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. We will be asking the question, should I pursue this project? So, looking at this pile, my Pile 1s out there right now, you're going through a fair bit of disappointment. There's been something has occurred in your career. You might have lost your job, or you're at a point right now where you're very dissatisfied with your current job or your career. There seems to me that there has been a bunch of disappointments leading up to this current point, and it has resulted in you losing your passion, losing your enthusiasm, your motivation, and your drive. And you've been exploring a lot of options in your head, but they mostly exist in your mind space right now. A lot of the options you're it's almost as if you're throwing spaghettis on the wall, trying to figure out which idea sticks. Now, it is very clear looking at this that yes, the answer is a big yes. You should pursue this project. Whatever project you have in mind, whatever endeavor, career path, pursuing a hobby professionally, whatever it is, the answer is a big yes. You should go down this path. Now, should you choose not to, well, it's the outcome isn't so great if you choose not to do this because you're stuck right now. You're stuck in your career in whatever disappointment and failure that has led up to this point. It's gonna haunt you. If you don't choose to pursue this new project or path that is in question here, you will continue to be haunted emotionally and mentally by the prior failures. And so there are a few layers of advice here. So the first thing that we have to be clear about is yes, you should take this on. Whatever project you have in mind, it's a yes. Now, I see that this project you have in mind, it may involve a partnership or an alliance with someone. For the majority of you, I see that this is a partnership, a business partnership, or a collaboration. For some of you, there might be a little bit of a romantic connection here because we have here the Two of Cups. This is a great opportunity. You should definitely go for it. And yes, there is a but coming. However, that being said, you still need to keep your options open. As much as you have been in your headspace, ruminating about which options are out there, as much as your spaghettis that are being thrown on the wall. It's not effective to be doing this right now, but it's not necessarily wrong. The message I'm getting from Rishi is that you need to keep your options open. The most important message for you here is to keep your options open. And so instead of saying, should I take option A, B, C, D, or E, F, there is one in mind right now that is a big standout. The one in mind prior to you finding this reading. And that's a yes. Take it. It will probably involve a partnership or an alliance. If it's not obvious to you right now, it will be obvious down the road. So you should definitely pursue this. On the other hand, you should still keep your options open. Whatever choice you make, you need to keep making choices. You cannot remain stagnant. And most importantly, you should stop wasting energy deciding between options. Now, what is very unique about this reading is that we have multiple twos here. We have the Two of Pentacles, which is the advice from Rishi. We also have the Two of Swords in its reverse, which is also the advice from Rishi. And we have the beautiful Two of Cups here, which is the most likely outcome that will happen should you pursue this opportunity. So we have three twos here. In situations where there are multiple twos, my interpretation for pile one here is you feel very torn. You feel very torn between your old self and what's to be. The old chapter didn't work out, and there's a part of you that is familiar with it, and so you're still trying to venture in and figure out what didn't work about it. Whereas the advice here now is to choose a new direction, that this won't be the first situation where you'll encounter a choice. You will face multiple choices down the road. But what is important is that you start taking that step. First, take a step, make a choice, continue taking more steps, continue making more choices. It's important to keep your options open. I'm sensing from this pile one here that you will have more options coming your way, but you have to take this first choice. More options will eventually open up. This is not going to be the be all and end all. It's just going to pave a way for you. And along this path, you will be faced with a lot more choices. And whatever it is, you have to keep your options open. You need to remain flexible. And whenever you feel yourself torn in your mind, polarized between a yes and a no, you have to come back to your heart space. Because I'm sensing that this path that you're on, this path that you will say that you will potentially say yes to, it's very promising. It is very promising. And there will be a lot of interesting opportunities that will come out. It may not be obvious to you now, which is why a lot of the mental calculations you have in your head torn between one option and the other doesn't serve you well. So for part one, that is the message. I will now draw your oracle card. So for pile one, We have here from the Atlanta Fairchild 1A Oracle deck. And your Oracle guidance for today is the Tao. Now, this card is basically saying to go with the flow. There is a lot of momentum right now for Pal 1. It may not be obvious to you because you've been wallowing in your emotions and your mental calculations of which situation or scenario is going to work out, but you're wasting your time because you got to go with a flow here. And this is a good flow. There is a level of momentum that is moving right now. If you're unaware of it, it will come soon. So for Pal 1, I believe this is a very positive reading. This is a definite yes to whatever question you have in mind. Um, I I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish that, and I think the most important message here is to really trust that things will work out and to go with the flow. Okay, Part 1, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you do, give it a like and a subscribe. Hi, Part 2, welcome to your reading. So, for my Part 2, you have a lot on your mind. Whatever choice that you're facing, this project here, you've been ruminating about it for a while. And this project, it feels like an extension of whatever you have been doing. You have been putting in a lot of work and effort in your career, in your job, and you are doing well. You have been reaping the rewards of your hard work, and it shows here. So, this project that you're considering, this is an extension. And if you were to say yes to this, it's going to start off very slowly, and I think you know this. Not only do you have to not only are there a fair bit of obstacles in the way, it's also there's also a lot of uncertainty in this path. But if you were to say no, you will be deeply dissatisfied with yourself. You will be unhappy if you were to say no to this. So the answer here is a yes. But keep in mind that this is going to go very slowly, and there is a fair bit of strategy that needs to be thought through. So, whatever that you have been ruminating on, I'm hearing two advice. So, first advice is you have been making a mountain out of a molehill. The problem isn't as great as what you perceive it to be. The other message I'm getting is that you need to reutilize your mind. Some of the problems you have been thinking about are legitimate. For this path that you're going to pursue, there are legitimate concerns here. And you need to reutilize your mind and be very logical and calculated about pursuing this strategy or the different strategies that will come about if you were to take this path. I'm also getting the message that you need a lot of discipline and consistency to pursue this. You need to be very slow and steady about it. Methodical, calculated, logical in pursuing this. Saying no, you will end up in you will end up feeling depressed because you know deep down that this is the way to go. The advice here is that you are very good at what you're doing. Now we have two wands. We have the King of Wands and the Four of Wands here for your advice. Now, you are incredibly good at what you do. You are very successful at it, and you know this, and you have more to go. You're going to be very good at this, and you need to celebrate your success right now because this energy of worrying right here, it's not very necessary. You're at a very comfortable position. You're in a comfortable position to actually strategize and execute this next move. So you need to sort your mind out and figure out which is a necessary worry and which is an unnecessary worry so that you can clarify and re-strategize and how to go about this. I'm also getting another advice from Rishi that for some of you in this pile, you have been so career focused, you actually neglected your family and yourself. And so your support from your family is actually more important than you think. So this is the time to actually refocus yourself. If you can spare some time of your career, it will be wise to spend it with your loved ones, your friends and your family, taking care of your home, and most importantly, the message. And this comes from your oracle card reading from the Guanyin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And it says here, the nectar of the lotus. You have been neglecting yourself, and you are advised here to take care of your own well-being. Self-care is important for you right now. You have been doing very well. You have been doing incredibly well. I see someone who is very motivated, someone who is very intelligent and very good at what they're doing. So success is almost part of you. You embody that. You embody success, and you are a leader of what you're doing. So for my pal too, to re-summarize, the advice here is for you to go ahead with this project, which is an extension of what you're doing, or a small pivot away from what you're currently doing. And it may appear slow, so patience and strategic thinking is required here. And most importantly, you need to take care of your own well-being. I keep getting that being emphasized here. You need to acknowledge that you're very good at with what you do. So always keep that in mind and always take care of your own well-being, and the support from your family and friends and your loved ones are incredibly important. So don't underestimate that. It's going to serve you well in the long run. You need to think very long term here. And you need to include all the variables in your calculations. And part of that variable is your own well being, because that is critical to the pursuit of anything. So for PAL 2, this is a very good reading. I wish you well. I hope you spend more time taking care of yourself and enjoy your downtime when you can. So, if you like this reading, please give it a like and subscribe. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So, for my Pile 3, I sense that a lot of you might also be healers or light workers, or you are in a role where you're a therapist or a counselor. You work with a lot of people and you're here to help. Your intentions are very noble and you're very aware of your spiritual beliefs. You're very emotionally centered too. And the nature of your job requires you to be emotionally centered. However, you have been feeling very overwhelmed with a fair bit of responsibilities. For some of you, these responsibilities comes with the job. You might be facing issues of scalability. You might be doing a lot of one-to-one sessions where it's beginning to take a toll on you. There is an overwhelming financial responsibility. Now, this opportunity that has presented itself, it may come as an offer or it comes in as an idea in your head. Whatever this is a great opportunity. This is a definite yes. This opportunity or project that you're going to pursue will bring you financial abundance. This may not be your goal or your intention, but this is a very positive outcome. Whatever financial abundance and prosperity that comes along with pursuing this project, it will give you a level of comfort that will certainly ease your mind of whatever responsibilities you currently have. Now, in addition to financial comfort, which is a great plus in and of itself, this opportunity is going to propel you further than you can ever imagine. There is a door being opened with this opportunity. This isn't just a standalone opportunity. You see the door here? It leads somewhere. And this opens a portal to even greater heights of manifestation for you. There are a lot of good things coming for my Pile 3. This is a very powerful group. You need to say yes because this is going to open up so many opportunities for you down the road. Now, if you were to say no, you are limiting your manifestation ability because you are a very integrated personality. You are a very strong manifester. I think you know this. And if you were to say no to this opportunity, I see that you will be stalling for a bit. You won't be going anywhere for a while. And you certainly will not do your manifestation skills any justice. Now, the advice for you here is to remain very passionate about what you do. Now, it feels to me that this project, that this opportunity that has come your way, it's a slight deviation from what you usually do because there is an economic and worldly component to this opportunity. And it's obvious because it's going to bring about financial abundance. And because it deviates from your your very authentic intention, which is to stay true to your heart and to pursue your career because your heart calls you to do so. Well, the advice here is to stay true to that as well. Now, sometimes we assume that by pursuing financial abundance, we are neglecting our spiritual fulfillment in our careers. The advice here is that one does not negate the other, they can both coexist. And that your mission is to stay true to your passion. Because there is a very fiery enthusiasm and passion that is brimming forth from you. And you need to sustain that. Whether it's through contemplation, whether it's through a personal practice, meditate on this consistently. Because it is only when you are true to yourself that you will continue to grow and expand in this direction that you're taking. Whatever you're embarking on, it does not deviate from your true intentions. So if you're very used to helping people because that is the noble thing to do, now the advice here is that that can still happen. That intention is as valid as it is. Whatever financial benefits that comes along with it, that's a bonus. And that's going to help propel you forward even further so that the original intention can continue to grow. And so to re-summarize, you're not faced with any choice of whether this is going to be a spiritual fulfilling path or it's going to be a materially fulfilling path. The advice here is that both are required. And your oracle card from the Guanyin Oracle deck is the Dynasty of the Divine Mother. Now, I feel compelled to read the message directly from the accompanying guidebook because I feel like this message is meant for you. Now, it says here, the guidance is not to fear if your spiritual path appears to be losing some focus to matters in the day-to-day world. Your spiritual focus will return when the time is right. But for now, look to what is happening in your life as a spiritual practice and trust that you are progressing with perfection. Enlightenment doesn't have to happen in an obviously spiritual place. So, life is taking you on a winding journey. And this journey is as spiritual as however you want it to be. It may appear to deviate from what you perceive to be a spiritual path, but rest assured that you're on track. You are right on track, my Pal 3. My Pal 3, I am so excited for you. This is a very spiritually powerful group, and you're meant to do something very important in this world. This path that you're embarking on, it's going to bring you so much abundance and it's going to open so much opportunity, not just for you, but to help you fulfill what your heart most desire, which is to help people. This is a fantastic reading. For my Pal 3 out there, you are guided. You are guided all the way. And you just need to remain confident in your abilities and trust that life is taking you to where you need to be. And that the spiritual path isn't so linear. There's going to be winding roads down the way, and just keep in mind that every every bit of your life, however mundane, however worldly or material it might seem, there is always an undercurrent of spiritual energy running through this. So, for my PAL 3, a very powerful group here. I wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoyed today's reading. I hope it gave you more clarity. This is a very obvious yes. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Hi, PAL 4. Welcome to your reading. So, for my PAL 4, you have found your passion project. This is a very enthusiastic group and it shines forth in the cards. So for PAL 4, this might have started out as a hobby and you might have been curious about it, and as you keep doing it out of in your free time, you realize that, hey, I'm having a lot of fun doing this and it brings me great joy and fulfillment. So whatever you're doing right now, you want to take it to the next level. And that's the choice you're thinking about. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You should continue pursuing this and take it to the next level. Now, because this is not what your initial path is, you are deviating. In fact, you're not deviating. It feels like this is a complete 180. You were pursuing a completely different path on your career track, and now you're asking yourself if you still want to follow that conventional track or if you should pursue this passion of yours. Now, a couple of things. First, the answer is a definite yes. You should pursue it. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind. Because this path digresses completely from your initial path, you might face some resistance from both within yourself and from the people around you. I sense that for those who have friends or family surrounding them, there could be some negative feedback. Now, it is not their intention to cause you harm, but some of the resistance that you're getting, it's from a concerned family member. Your family member might be afraid that this path you're pursuing lacks financial fortitude and stability, and you should always play. And they're encouraging you to play safe. Now, that is their camp. That is your school of thought. The advice is for you to actually ignore the naysayers. Now, most importantly, I'm getting that a lot of that negative thinking also stems from within you. Now, as much as you're very passionate about this project, because you were on a completely different path prior to this, you have built up a level of comfort in the old path, in the certainty and the stability that came with the old path. So you need to be aware that you're venturing out on a completely new adventure, and you need to lay those and cast those doubts aside, because I'm seeing that this new direction you're taking is going to bring you so much abundance and creativity. Now, abundance comes in many forms. There is the material abundance, but there's also other forms of abundance. In this case, I'm sensing that your creativity is flourishing and you're going to meet people of your same tribe. Prior to this, your career trajectory was rather conventional, and you never perhaps you never felt completely at ease with your group, like you were in the wrong crowd almost. But by pursuing this direction, you're going to meet people of your same tribe, and they're going to be greatly beneficial to your growth. For some of you, I even see a collaboration down the group with a group of people. And this path your creativity will flourish with this path. There is no doubt about that. And it's going to bring a lot of joy and a lot of love to your life. Now, if you choose not to pursue this path, I foresee that you will be returning to a more conventional career path. And this more conventional career path will offer a very a, a very sizable income, or at least significantly more than this passion project path that you intend to pursue. So you are really faced with the question of are you doing this for money, or are you doing this for your passion? Now, that being said, although by saying no, you are giving up your passion in in return getting financial stability, I don't see you being very happy in this path. I mean, after all, we got devil. So the devil card isn't necessarily a bad card, depending on how you view it. Um, when I there is financial stability if you say no and continue in your current career direction. However, for the majority of you, by saying no, you are doing yourself an utter disservice, because you're you're not free. You're not free to make that choice. You're not free to choose from your heart space. So the answer is a definite yes. Now, what happens after that? So the advice from Rishi is, okay, there are a couple of advice. So I'll start with justice. There needs to be a balance. Now, because this new direction deviates very far from your previous career, there needs to be an integration on your end. So the first point to understand is that your previous career path served its own purpose, and it's not the skill sets that you have acquired from your previous career are going to benefit you in this new direction. It may not be so obvious. In fact, for most of you, I don't think it's obvious at all at the get-go. But down the line, you will realize that there are you have built up a lot of skill sets previously that will serve you well in the long run. And you have to think very long term about this new direction that you're taking, because you're still coming from a point of view, limited point of view, where you're viewing it as a passion project or a hobby. Now, as much as this is just the initial stages, I'm getting the message that there's a lot more to go. This is a very long journey, and you're embarking on, and you need great dexterity. You need to balance between your old self and your new self and integrate that. Now, for some of you, I'm sensing that the old self is still a very dominant part of you. Like, you may be in an industry previously that is very competitive and very output oriented, and so your working style doesn't quite jive or doesn't quite complement this new direction you're taking. So you have to discard some of the old mentalities from your previous working experience in order to embrace this new path. So, the other advice I'm getting is that for some of you in this path, you were doing very well in your previous career. You're not in a situation where something didn't work out and then you're choosing to do something else. You were very good at what you do, and you have gained a level of recognition and success in your own abilities, in this old career of yours. Now, because of your success, your history of success, you may expect that level of validation coming from this new pursuit of yours. The advice here is to keep that in check. This need for validation served you well in your previous career, but this needs to be kept in check. This needs to be kept in check for this new endeavor. Now, I'm also getting the message that success will come. You will get the recognition and the validation that you deserve. And because you're naturally very talented, um, that's a very high probability that you're going to do very well. But it cannot be your prime focus. That mindset of winning may serve you well from your previous career, but this isn't the case now. So you've got to play down your ego a little bit. And when the time is right, you will shine. So this is very important for you to keep in mind. Now, the other message I am also getting is that there's a lot of enthusiasm right now. You're brimming with enthusiasm, but you have to balance that with discipline, because to execute something properly, it goes beyond 1%. It goes beyond the 1% of the initial enthusiasm. 99% of that is hard work. So a big part of this advice here is that as you meditate and contemplate on this long journey ahead, ask yourself how you can balance your enthusiasm that and just this grounded, realistic approach to working. Sometimes we need enthusiasm to feel motivated, but a lot of times we just got to get the work done. So I think the message here is for you to remain very grounded. How can you balance your enthusiasm with a grounded approach to working and tackle that one by one as you progress on this path? Now, finally, on your oracle reading from the Guanyin Oracle deck, you have the sacred river Yangji. Now, the sacred river, the message here is that your life is going through a big change at the moment. For Pile 4, as I mentioned earlier in your reading, you're going through a career change. There is a prior career and there is the future career, and you're straddling right there in the middle right now with this choice. Now, the message for the Oracle card is that this is meant to happen. Your life is weaving itself right now, and you're at a turning point. And you're meant to go down this river, and you need to trust that this is the right path for you. More will be revealed as you go down this path. I'm getting a sense that whatever this creative project or passion project you're pursuing, you're still viewing it from a very superficial point of view. So, not superficial like you never thought it true, but you're thinking very short term. There is a longer vision to this, and When the time is right, more will be revealed. But rest assured that you will be guided on this path. And you're meant to do this. This is a very big yes. For the Pal 4 out there, career transformation and transition is monumental. I can relate to that because I have gone through something very similar. So for Pal 4 out there, I know that you're going through a lot of changes at the moment, but it's all going to work out very well. I mean, the cards are just laid out right here. Now, this transformation is so necessary, and you're going to feel amazing after you've taken this path. Um, I think that's about all there is for my Pal 4. What an incredible transformation. And really, your enthusiasm is your enthusiasm is phenomenal. So definitely pursue this project. Forget about naysayers. If those negative thoughts are coming up from your head, try to try to discern them and don't listen to your negative thoughts. If the negative feedback is coming from your loved ones or your friends who are concerned about your financial stability going forward, the advice is to realize that they care for you, but they might be projecting their own fears onto you. So stay true. Stay true to yourself. You will meet your tribe. You will meet your tribe and you will gain recognition. But the ironic thing to keep in mind is that you can't ask for recognition. The recognition will be given. Okay, Paul, for very excited for your new path, and I really hope this reading has helped you. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Hi, Pal 5. Welcome to your reading. So, for my Pal 5, you've been through a hard time. For a lot of you out there, you have lost your job and you haven't been working for quite a while now. And neither are you planning very far ahead. Or if you have planned, you're not making much out of those plans and you find yourself back in square one. For the rest of you that where you still have a job, you're not being taken, so you're very afraid about your security, because the business that you're at, it's not its usual self. Things aren't so great where you're at right now, and it's hard for you to be optimistic with respect to where you are. Now, you have received an opportunity, or this could be an insight and inspiration as to which direction you might want to take. Now, it feels to me that you are at a very early stage of this decision process. For those of you where this is an outright offer, like someone came to you and said, "Hey, would you consider doing this?" I feel that you have not been told everything. There are a lot of things that are still being hidden from you, and you need to ask why you're not being told about it. Now, it's important if you were to go down this path to know where you're headed, because there is a fair bit of information being withheld from you. So it's important that you get down to the bottom of it before you make any big decisions. Now, for the rest of you, where I feel like this is an inspiration, where you have an idea of, of trying to do something, this idea is at its very early phase. And I'm sensing that you're not quite ready emotionally to execute this idea, because whatever trauma and chaos in the in your previous career, there has been some emotional entanglements, and as a result of that, and you need to process and really dig deep into what happened previously, because it has taken a shot at your confidence. So without processing and contemplating about what went wrong previously, it is hard for you to move on in this direction. Now, I'm not saying that this, for those of you where this is an inspiration, where this is an idea, this is not a no. This is saying this is not the right time, that you're not entirely ready for it just yet, because there are still some mental obscurations that are in your way. Now, by saying no to this opportunity, um, you'll you'll be less enthusiastic, or you'll fall back to where you are currently at, and you feel like you're back in square one. And because this opportunity could potentially bring in some form of income, you would feel a tremendous amount of responsibility and stress as a result. But I don't think very this is very different from where you're currently at. Now, for the majority, for those of you where this opportunity is, or an actual offer of employment or business, I'm the message here is that there are better opportunities down the road. That this offer that is coming to you, it's not, there's some hidden agenda. You don't have complete information, and because of this, it is safer to put it on hold. That even though the alternative is, well, you're being back at square one and you're like enthusiasm and you feel like you're not moving anywhere. Now, although that is the case, I'm sensing that a better opportunity will come. The moment isn't right. This is not the right time, but a better opportunity will come along in future, because this offer that is being presented to you now has so much uncertainty, and it can be misleading on its own. Now, for the rest of you, where this is not an actual opportunity and more, well, I would say not an actual offer, but more of an inspiration for you to pursue your own path, this is still the right path. However, you have not thought it completely true. There is still a lot of uncertainty in your head that you have to logically work through. And there's also a lot of emotional entanglements with respect to what happened previously with your previous career and previous job that you have to unravel. Now, the message from Spirit is that you need to stay strong, and that you can't give up. Okay, the first and foremost, do not walk away. Do not give up, because your energy right now is one, you're stalling. You're not going anywhere. And there is a you are lacking motivation, and your head's not really so clear. So the first and foremost, don't walk away. Don't give up. Okay? It's very it's very positive in the long run. But because you're in this tunnel vision of things not working out in your current cycle, that you've kind of, tossed in a towel. And the advice from Rishi is you are better than that. You are stronger than you, and you are stronger than what you think you are. Now, this is a character building moment. Whatever that's meant to happen has happened. And you're in a cycle right now, and all cycles come and go. But you're at a point in your cycle right now where it's training your self mastery, it's training you to be strong, and you can get through this. There are some, I'm, I'm also getting the message that the emotional entanglement from your previous career or whatever trauma that resulted from it, uh, those those issues needs to be resolved, and the issues go deeper. It's a lot to do with your self-esteem and this this need for validation. Now we all it's a very common problem. I'm sure pretty much all of us, 99% of us, need some form of validation when it comes to our career. And obviously, a big blow and a lack of, lack of opportunities. And this can take a toll. So, Paul 5, you are being called to be strong right now. And your advice is to be very discerning about this new opportunity. If this is a real world offer, you need to be very discerning. You need to investigate and figure out what's really going on. And it's okay if it's okay to pause. If this is a real world offer and you have the luxury of time, your advice is to wait because a better opportunity is going to come your way. Either that or you'll get more clarity on this, and it won't be, you don't need a choice anymore when you have the full picture of what this opportunity entails. For the rest of Pile 5, where this is more an inspiration, where this project is more an inspiration, the answer is you need to overcome your mental and emotional obscurations before you can move forward. Because there are some things that you need to release. You are not in a very stable emotional and mental state at the moment to be handling your job or your career at your full potential. Now, in order to get there, to get to your full potential, you have to clear out things that are not working for you. And whatever experience, however traumatic, that happened previously, take that and really reflect on what went wrong and how you can do better. If your problem is disappointment, um, you need to realize that it was always meant to crumble. That your ability to do your job you have mixed up your ability to do a job with what's happening externally in the circumstances. So don't take it so personally. That's the advice. Don't take it so personally. And whatever challenges that you are faced with, you can be strong and you will rise up to the occasion. And whatever strength that is coming forth from this situation, it is not futile. It is going to serve you down the road. Because you're going to look back and you're like, I got through this and I found my path. Most importantly, for Pile 5, I need you to focus on the good things that are coming your way. It's not right now. I don't see it happening immediately. It's further out into the future, but it will it will happen. You will find your groove again. So for pile 5, I'm afraid I don't have a very certain yes or no. I'm inclined to say that I'm a little on the fence with this decision, but I will say that it is a maybe no. So for pile 5, you are actually the only pile with a maybe as an answer. But I feel like for your group, you're also not in an urgent position to say yes to this opportunity. So if you have the luxury of time, I would recommend to hold off on making any big decisions and to find out more. Definitely find out more about yourself, about the opportunity before making any big decisions. And if you were to give this a pass, if you were to say, all right, you know what, I don't know enough, I'm going to say no for the time being, you may be stuck with your same old situation. However, and this is a very big however, something better is going to come your way. Something even better is going to come your way. This is not immediate, this is far out, but things will get better. Things will get better. So for my pile 5, the answer for your reading is a maybe no. Most likely answer is no, but it's still a maybe. For those who are very keen on taking the offer, definitely be very prudent and look through all the details because there are a lot of things being hidden from you. Okay, pile 5. Now your oracle guidance is spin the silken thread divine. I love this card. Now, the meaning of this card is that destiny is weaving itself into this embroidery that is your life. In this process of weaving, there are, shreds of silk or cloth that are being discarded and new ones being put on. So discard what is not necessary, that is no longer serving you, so that you can weave into completion this destiny that is yours. And a big part of this process is your ability to stay strong despite whatever challenge, whatever trauma you might be experiencing. Cycles can be long. This could be a longer cycle, or this could already feel like a very long cycle. But everything comes to an end. Everything is transient, good or bad. And they all weave itself into this embroidery that is your life. So you have a choice. I gave you the terrain. I told you it's not going to be easy, but you have a choice to get through this difficult cycle. And at the end of the tunnel, the Ace of Pentacles. So pile 5, I know this is hard for you to hear and it may not be the answer that you're looking for, but I truly hope that this reading has helped you clarify some doubts in your head. I hope you like the reading, and if you do, give it a like and a subscribe. I wish you all the best in your journey and stay strong and let spirit guide you. Okay, thank you for watching.